Alrighty, so we are back, and today I want to talk about some game-changing features that I would like for Dokkan to add in the near future. There's a lot of things in this game that I feel like for ease of access and to make things more enjoyable for the player, it could definitely be added, right? We've been almost 11 years into this game, and there are some things that I don't understand why we don't have still. LR Kid Buu being one of the most prominent, but this video is not about characters themselves, or at least directly about characters. It is more about things that the game could add. Now, this video was inspired by the removal of the Reverse Dokkan Awakening update. If you guys don't know, we are no longer going to have to reverse Dokkan Awaken characters to put in dupes and do all of those fun things. So ease of access is something that is of a priority to the devs, at least somewhat at this point. Now, the first thing that I want to talk about in this video, you guys probably know where I'm going with this, and this is going to be the skip summon feature. Now, this is something that people have been asking for since the beginning of the game. If you guys are familiar with other gacha games, and this isn't to compare Dokkan directly to other games about which one is better, but one thing you'll notice with other gacha games that you probably play is when you summon, there's always something in the top right where there will be a option to skip it, right? Just to press it and get through the summon really quickly. If you know that you're not getting anything, like if you're playing Legends, right, and you get green skies, one pod, you know that barring a miracle, you're not going to pull anything. And if you do pull something that you don't have, the game will reward you by letting you see that animation. So in Legends, the skip button will then disappear after you press it, and you will see the animation of the Legends Limited, of the Ultra character, of the sparking that you pull. Right? So I feel like Dokkan could do something very similar to this. I play another game, Bleach Brave Souls, and in Bleach Brave Souls, when you pull a 5-star character, there is a little pink ribbon that, or not a ribbon, but a line that flashes that indicates that you got a 5-star character, and then the little character quote pops up on the bottom and stuff like that. The game makes you see the 5 stars you pull, even if you press the skip button. So what Dokkan could do is add a skip button where it just completely fades to black, or it lets you see the SSRs you pulled so you don't have to sit and click through all the junk. Or if you have all the characters obtained, again, the screen fades to black, and then we just move on to the next multi. It'll show you what you get, and then you move on. I just think that would be a better way of handling it. So in a real-time example, I'll sacrifice 50 Dragon Stones for this video. There is a very good chance that I'm going to want to skip this multi. So who is going to fly in? Piccolo and Gohan, that's a good example. So in this case, I probably would not want to skip this multi-summon because this is an animation, right? This is more than likely going to be either 3 unfeatured, it's going to be a featured character, but if this were Gohan and Yamcha, if this were Gohan and Goten, because that's not a combo for some reason, then I would want to sit through it. But now that we didn't get like a double screen crack, a long Kamehameha, anything like that, no Zeno, this could potentially be something that I want to skip because there's no LR guaranteed in here, right? So there might be one in this multi, and it's looking like there's going to be. No, see, so these characters, why would I want to sit through that multi, right? I think this is a pretty good example of like, okay, we had a chance at a featured, so I watched it, then I wasn't going to want to continue to go. But we'll just do one more just for the sake of things, right? I want to see, like, would this be a multi I want to skip? Again, we're getting combos now, so the game is trying to, like, directly be contradict what I'm trying to say. But you guys can see we're fusing here. So this is something that I would want to watch because it's like, okay, we're going to get an LR in this multi. So this is one that we would want to potentially see. Like, I think that, again, if, like, say we weren't fusing, it was Tien and Chaozu, there was no Awarida, okay, we'll take that. But, like, you know what I'm trying to say, right? So skipping summons would be, like, a really good feature that would just save you a little bit of time. Is it, like, a thing that absolutely needs to be in the game or something like that? I would say no. But you guys know how it goes at this point. Skip summons, definitely something that I want to be added in the future. This would just save players a lot of time and make the game just an overall more enjoyable experience because especially after you've been summoning for as long as players have been, if you've been playing this game for years, at this point, like watching dead multis is just such a chore, having to tab through everything as fast as you can. Just saving time and getting away from the summons would be nice. And I know the novelty of summoning for players is still there, especially if you're new, you probably are having a ball doing it. But I feel like for a very large percentage of the player base at this point, it's kind of just like, all right, I'm here to get the character and then I'm out. I'm not having fun summoning. I'm just pressing the button until I get it. I only enjoy summoning when I'm on stream. I really, if I'm doing it off camera, it's not that fun. So skip summons definitely would be like one of the biggest things for me. Let's move on to the next one, which is actually going to be impacting everybody, and I'm sure we can all agree on this. It might be a little bit hard to display what I'm trying to talk about here, but the friend system, right? This is something that needs a change in the worst way. Now, for example, right, if I wanted to play the Festival of Battles and I wanted to find a specific friend lead, majority of the time, unless it is an extremely common friend, you're not going to be able to find that friend lead with this system. And really, I think to me, before like we get into the fix for it, I will explain that later. Like, for example, right, I wanted to run like, the problem is I have like too many modern LRs here for this to really be like a good example. But if we were to go to the friends list, like let's just say we wanted to find like if we wanted, yeah, so like right here, right? This is a good example just looking at it, right? What is this doing here at the top? A 45% SA level 10 Blue Goku and Vegeta, right? Blue Goku Vegeta, great lead, right? That's one of the, I think honestly, that's probably the team I would recommend that people run in the Festival of Battles is the one that you're looking at right here, right? I think this is probably like one of the best teams to make it easy for you, especially with items and things like that, but that's beside the point. When we go in here and we go to the friend support feature here, there was just that random one there that was SA 10 and level 45, was 45%. So if I wanted to find, I don't know, Extreme AGL Android 13 as a leader, right? There is a very good chance that that character is not going to be there. So if we go right here, the only Extreme AGL character available is a Cell. So what am I going to do if I wanted to run AGL 13 as a leader, right? I think the solution here is very simple, right? Let's just say, because we have a Rainbow Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta here, right? And I wanted to run GT heroes. And for whatever reason, the friends list does not have another Rainbow Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. So what I could do, I think the easy fix here would be let me copy and paste my Gogeta here for friend points. So it's like use 1,000 friend points to duplicate your friend leader in here. So now, instead of having one of this Gogeta here, right, like a good-looking Gogeta, right, I would have two. And that would be extremely helpful. Just because, again, I don't have to search filter through the friends list. I can build my character the way I want to build them, and they will be properly set up for like the Festival of Battles or whatever event I'm playing. Because when we look in here, this is not like an extremely uncommon thing. Like, let's just say I wanted to run like a Peppy Gals team led by Videl or Roshi. There's one Videl here, but there's 69%. So a 69% Videl is great, but imagine my Videl is rainbowed. I want to run my Videl. I could use friend points to use Videl. If we wanted to go, like if we filter it by Earthlings, right? This is the same thing. If I wanted to run Roshi, Roshi's not in here, right? You guys kind of get the idea. So like when we have these specific friend leads, this is like one of the biggest problems in the game. And the issue is with these like registered cleared characters or whatever the system is now, is like it can be great unless you get like a bad draw, and then the only option you have is right here. I remember specifically trying to do a challenge run with the STR Vegito unit, and with that feature, I remember I got caught because the only friend one in that event was like a 69% one, and I really needed that extra damage to do what I was trying to do. So like when you look here, there are some great examples of friend leads in here, but then also when you're trying to find a specific unit, it's going to be sometimes extremely hard to do. If you want to do a challenge run, if you're trying to do something like that, it's obviously nowhere near as much of an issue if I'm trying to find Tech Vegito, AGL Gogeta, but there are going to be times where you're trying to do a category mission, right? This was a thing for a very long time in something like the Vegeta event, where it's like you have to run Worthy Rivals, you have to run what was like a hard one back in the day, the Corroded Body and Mind, right? Like trying to find some of these old category units was a pain, and the friend system really is one of the most gameplay affecting changes or systems in the game that could completely be like revamped and reworked, and the game would be a lot more fun. And to me, this is, again, not my idea. This has been floated out in the community a gazillion times, right? Just copying and pasting your leader for friend points. So if, like, again, you're spending friend points, you're not gaining them. Because if we go over here and look at friend points, right? I don't know how many I have on this account, 430,000. So in theory, if it was 1,000 friend points, if it's 10,000 friend points, whatever it may be, I think 10,000 is a little too much. It's a bit extreme, but like 1,000, I think that's reasonable, right? That's like half a multi. Like this is, I think, one of the easiest ways that we can make the game better, right? Now, when it comes to other things, I think that this game has made some pretty good quality of life changes. Like I really like the Giru's guide. I think that this is like a really good system for newer players and stuff like that. But overall, I'm not sure like what else when it comes to like major things. I think maybe like condensing down the amount of tabs that we have for events would be a little bit better. And they did do one of these. Is my version not updated? Or can I change the list view? Yeah, so we could go to this view, right? Like this is the new one. This is a little bit better now because not everything is in one tab. Like that definitely helps. And the last feature that I want to talk about today is condensing down easy ace, really. I think that we should be done with 30 stage easy ace. The system, I think, works out really well. What we do for LR easy ace should just be what we do for all easy ace. 10 easy ace, 3 stones per stage, you're good to go. Because a lot of this is a super big pain, right? Like just a huge pain in the ass to get done. So this would probably be the last thing that I talk about in terms of what I would want for the game to change. You guys can let me know down below what features you would want to be changed. I think like if we want to talk about like a bonus honorable mention here, I think that the power level system also could go for a revamp in terms of just letting us, you know, what's the word? I can't talk all of a sudden. Letting us be more than just like link leveling old characters in order to increase it. I think that could be something. But overall, I think that those are 3 of the most important changes. Reduce the amount of time we have to spend doing easy ace. Allow us to copy and paste our friend lead, and then give us a skip summon button. Those are 3 features I think that would be game changing for Dokkan and really could help the quality of life in the future. So let me know down below what you want Dokkan to change. If you want me to do a things that Dokkan should get rid of video, let me know in the comment section. I could easily do that. But thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one. Big shouts outs to all my members over on the YouTube side of things. If you want to join, you can click the join button below. Get access to exclusive perks and all of that fun stuff. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like before you go. Subscribe if you are new, so that way you don't miss out on any of my Dokkan content. Thank you guys as always for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.